though the ruling party was ahead of the opposition, there was no room for complacence. The under APC is still grappling with the rancor generated by the April 20 governorship primary, which Ayedatiwa won. One of the aspirants, Senator Jimo Ibrahim, is currently before the Federal High Court in Abuja, seeking the nullification of the poll. However, Ayedatiwa, while addressing party leaders, described the primary election as a family affair and urged aggrieved persons to move ahead in the interest of the party. He said, while we may have disagreements at times, it does not mean we are not part of the same party. Let us work together for our victory on November 16. The governor spoke on Saturday during a meeting in Akure with the party's leaders and stakeholders from the 18 local government areas of the state. Now, Mr. Kelvin, we understand that, at the verge of every election, or after every election, definitely there would be aggrieved persons. There would be, owing to the fact that they either lost, or the preferred candidate did not win the elections, be it primaries, governorship elections, presidential elections, and whatnot, right? And so we get to see cases of tribunal, petition, we get to see different cases really, either the ones who are protesting or the ones who go the extra mile of taking it to court, as it were. But here, the governor is of Ondo State is calling for peace in the APC ahead of the November elections, saying that, we are one family. We are one party, right? Well, the elections have come and gone. Nothing can be done it. So let's look forward to the governorship elections. Let's work together to the elections. I think that the governor is approaching this in the right way. Do you think calling for peace, would issues that the party is having and perhaps, put the party together ahead of the governorship elections?
I think what he's doing right now is the proper thing. Is what is expected of him to do, in this side of our country. When he favors you, of course, it's fine. Now, the question is, from the very onset, these are issues the party would have looked into and come up with a framework where after the primaries, everything would have just, gone smoothly, and you won't have all these up and down. But that's what we see in our country here. That's what we see. Each time we conduct primaries election, we do elections. Before you know it, aggrieved members will arise, they will go to courts, and we believe that court is the last hope of a common man. But at the end of it all, we'll still see how it plays out. So, for me, what he's doing is the best thing because, of course, he's the governor of the state now, after the boss, and now he took over the mantle leadership. It's just for him to put the hearts together. Of course, there are people who are loyal to the former governor of the state before he demise, You don't expect every one of them to just key in and all that.
So merely telling the people to close ranks, to shut their swords, to shun their grievances, and then prepare ahead of the elections, put hands together ahead of the elections. You think merely doing that is actually the right way to go? Merely saying words, let's put hands together, despite the fact that the party is ahead in the opposition or of the opposition. There's no room for complacence. We shouldn't give room for complacence. There's no need for this conflict and banter. So do you think merely saying these words would really strengthen the party, or rather put the party together ahead of the elections?
He's the governor of the state. I think what he's actually doing right now is the proper thing to do. And going to court, bringing your family, because that's APC state, right? Yeah, it's one family. And there is no how you want to override the governor of the state. He contested the primaries, and he was declared the winner. Of course, every other person wouldn't be happy if you didn't win. So going to court, for me, I think that's not, of course it's their right, but he's the governor of the state, and he wants to ensure everybody is happy. Just come, forget about it, and let's work together.
Now that's the thing. How do they forget about this? This is their ambition. This is where they put in their money.
This is why they've gone to court.
Yeah, so now, that's what I'm asking. Do you now tell me that, okay, just come and say, no, you know, we are one family. Let's just share our search. Let's just,
you are the governor. He is the governor, right? He is the governor. I also want to be the governor. You see?
And then you come tell me, no, let's put hands together.
No, it doesn't work that way.
So what should actually be done? And Jimoh Ibrahim now, who is actually at the Federal High Court, right, because of this, with this case, what should he do, and what should the governor be advocating at this point?
What he's going to do is just, like I said, what he has just said. But the Jimoh Ibrahim you're talking about, is he willing to pull back? The answer is no. He will end it up in the court. And whatever the court says is fine.
That's what I'm asking now. What can actually make Jimoh Ibrahim to pull back? Because that is ultimately what the governor is insinuating, right? Let's not cause more tussle. Of course, there's already a rancor in the party, right? But we need to come together in order to emerge victorious in the governorship elections, right? So, I mean, what can be done now to make Jimoh Ibrahim and the others who are aggrieved to pull back, to come to reason with the governor and the party ahead of the elections? Because these are all candidates, you know, who were contesting for the position to emerge as the party's flag bearer, and they lost. So how do you now tell me, who has this ambition, this race, who, you know, contested together with you, and then I feel like the process was not free and fair, it was rife with inconsistencies, and I'm trying to fight for what I feel is my right, and then you can't tell me to, you know, shed my sword, to come together and work with you ahead of the governorship elections. I mean, is that enough? What can be done for Jimoh Ibrahim and the others like him to actually pull back their grievances?
I think what can be done is they have elder statesmen in the state, and they also have some national working committee members and all that. But I think when these people come together with all sincerity, like, okay, we are one family, they could negotiate. Politics is negotiation. You understand? Yes, you have this ambition to run the state or to govern the state. But right now, there's a sitting governor who is also interested in the position. Of course, where he is, he wants to be re-elected. Now, if only the elders of the state can be sincere, and mind you, what actually led to that issue would have been avoided if the party has come together and know that this is one family. Of course, they want to, you know how these things are, they have someone in mind already, which is the governor. And that is why everything played out the way it played.
When
and
for
him, he's seeing it that, oh, this is not the proper way, this is not the right thing to be done.
Who is they?
Of course, I'm talking about Jimoh Ibrahim now.
I mean, who want the governor to emerge?
Of course, they have
the
owners of the state or the party. When I mean the state, the APC party chieftains and all that in the state. You understand? Of course, before you contest for any election or you want to vie for any position, the party must sit. And of course, internally, they will anoint a candidate. Even when they will come and tell the whole world that this is who they want. Within them internal arrangement, they know who is going. And they will all sell the form for everybody to come, and somehow they want to ensure who they want will emerge. So he knows, he's a politician, he knows what has played out, and that's why he's contesting it in court.
So saying that he has been in governance already, you know, how about, I mean, pushing for somebody else, another candidate? Because now we're talking about the party, he's talking about the party, you know, everyone, every aggrieved individual, party member, right, should move ahead of the grievances, you know, and see how they can put hands together towards the forthcoming elections. So how about these party chieftains, as you have mentioned? Now, rather than fronting Ayedatiwa, right? How about, in order to let peace reign, how about to be fair, as one would say, because I mean, he has been in office already. Okay, let's just try somebody else. If that be the case, like as you have said, how about pushing some other candidates into that position?
Event has overtaken that already. Remember, he was the deputy governor of that state before the demise of his boss. He took over a mantle of leadership, and within this little time, the election is here. He was not the governor; he was the deputy governor.
Okay.
Of course, as nature may have it, the governor died. He ascended the position of the governor. So this is the time he wants to contest as a governor, you know, and it's going to be very, very unfair to ask him not to contest. And you wouldn't expect him to push in for someone else when he's interested. And now, event has overtaken that because I think the primaries has passed. So who is going to be fronting now? The person who has taken him to court or who?
Okay.
So the event has overtaken that. We only await whatever the court decision is going to be. That's just the position.
Got your thoughts there. Yes. The Ekiti State chapter of the People's Democratic Party is facing a fresh crisis ahead of the state congresses. Some members of the state working committee accused the state chairman, Chief Agbola Alaba, of failing to carry the executives along in decision-making and claimed that Alaba was running the party like his personnel failed them without recourse to other executive members. A joint statement by members of the SWC after an emergency meeting expressed worry over Alaba's action on issues relating to with the coming Congress, adding that decisions not discussed or agreed upon by the SWC members were being championed. They argued that Agbola has failed to unite the party for success, as he has continuously violated the ethical standards expected of SWC members and has flagrantly flouted party rules and as such has caused much disarray within the party ranks. But Agbola denied allegations of taking unilateral decisions on behalf of the party and promoting factions, and explained that the party constitution and guidelines did not provide for one man to run the affairs of the party, saying that the contests and agitations were expected in a political party, especially ahead of the scheduled congresses. What do you make of this, Mr. Calvert?
Oh, my dear, you see, ordinarily, this state where we are and the country we are is supposed to be a very, very unique place for every one of us. But you see, our leaders, they will always have a way of running their own affairs. I am not a member of the party in that particular state. I am from River State. And let's bring it down to what is playing down in this state. In this state, where a caretaker was formed, and they actually said, every member who's already existing, considering the fact that your tenure has elapsed, fine. Okay, you should continue. But did that just happen? Before you know it, you begin to see names that was not existing in that executive, but now exist in the caretaker that needs to run for 2 or 3 months or thereabout. So how do you marry these things together? These are issues. Before you know it, people are contesting that this is not what it ought to be. They went to court, getting an order, and say, let it be like that. You understand? So you need everyone to ensure that the party will have success in whatever they are doing. Especially they are opposition right now in the country. So with all these issues here, front and back, is it how you put your hearts together to face the APC in the forthcoming election? The answer is no. So he needs to look inwardly and look at what the people are complaining about and see how these things will remedy. You put a remedy to it and you come out strong. But because of course they have their ways, they have a way of doing things, and they feel they can go away with it. And other people's opinion do not matter. But no one man can do it all alone. You need everybody to work together. Now, we don't even know what to believe this time around. Somebody who is in PDP champions for APC, and someone who is in APC is talking about PDP. So you don't even know who is a more in the party. That's just
Agbola has denied the allegation.
You're expecting to
right now it's an allegation because it's not been proven yet. Well, he said a few things. He said that the party's constitution does not allow for one man to run the affairs of the country. In other words, trying to state that he has not been running it, as a personal affair, a personal business. And he also added that things like this are expected ahead of an election.
So when you say one man running the party, what exactly does that mean? One man? How can one man run a party? You have executive. You have the publicity secretary, you have the secretary, you have the chairman of the party in the state.
That's why he's saying he has not been running the party alone.
Of course, for me, he's not running the party alone because, of course, he has executive.
But so the executives are saying that he's been running it alone.
That's what they're saying.
That's the cause for this crisis now. I have congresses that are coming up.
Though I didn't follow up before, but did they actually mention the areas? Because of course you have to mention areas. These are things that has been done. Why you feel he's running it?
So he has failed to unite the party. He has continuously worked, not in line with the ethical practices of the party. And so he has, succeeded in creating factions in the party. But he is denying that allegation. And now, they had an emergency meeting, right? Okay. And then, in that meeting, they said decisions that were not agreed upon were carried out, and they don't see why, an individual will be running with decisions that were not championed by the executives of the party.
Okay, Anna, I get it. You see, like I mentioned earlier, not everyone in a political party has the interest of that party at heart. Now you have a meeting, a resolution was reached,
okay,
and you left what was agreed, and you went ahead to do a different thing, and you expect people not to talk about it. That is to say, just like I said, some of them are here in PDP working for APC just to destroy the party. And why some are in APC also seem like they destroy the party here in PDP. So I don't know the class where he belongs. If not, people who are with you, your executive, you ought to have discussed this, and this are what we need to do to strengthen the party, to unite everybody. Because of course you can't do it alone. You need everybody. PC state as well, right? So you see, they need to unite the house. But he's not doing that. What he wants is for the party to collapse in the state. Because if he doesn't want that, he has no other choice.
How can you say what he wants is for the party
when
to
you're not implementing
collapse?
what they has agreed? What do you expect?
Well,
there will be a division. There's going to be a division.
If he's not implementing what the House agrees upon, it doesn't also mean that he's having an anti-party activity.
Now, let me tell you why I said so. When the House agreed on something, we are executive. We agree. This is how we need to run the party. This is how we need to strengthen the party, because we're opposition. We need to, work it out so that we can take over the governance of the state. And you are the chairman, or you are the head of that party. You cannot do it alone. You need every other person. And now you refuse to do that. Reason best known to you, if you feel, he feels. Now, having done that, you've created a division in the party. Some persons who are loyal to some other persons and all that, we want to pull back. And remember, this is a party that is not in charge of the affairs of the state. So what then happens when they can't come together? What it means is that the APC will have their way when it comes to the next general elections they want to do. Because it has, I will not agree for you, will not agree for me. I'm loyal to you. You are loyal to someone else. You give directives, we follow. So when things are not working the way we expect it to work, because at the end of the day, there must be someone who will be favored against the other. And what will happen is either that person goes to court, or you pull back, probably decide to defend.
But, another side of this is, we said earlier, this is just an allegation. It's not proven, right? I mean, we don't see for sure the fact on this. And some persons would react saying that this statement is just to fight, the chairman of the party in the state. And like the chairman has said already, actions, statements, outbursts like this are expected, especially when Congress is, in the period of Congress, right? When the Congress is about to be held, or elections and whatnot, and whatnot, right? So, are there chances that this allegation by the executives of the party, the SWC, could just be a propaganda against his leadership ahead of the Congresses?
In every atom of rumor, there is a truth in it. He will definitely defend his actions. He is the leader. He is the chairman of the party, right? He is. And if the members are like, okay, the way we feel you're running party is not okay, why not re-strategize and see how you come with a common front? It's only when you try in different occasions it doesn't work, then you have no choice than to move along with those who are ready to move the party ahead. That is just the way it is. But trust me, there is never a time political parties, you expect them to just go for congresses, go for elections, and you expect them to just come out with one result and they say it's fine. It's like that. No. Because we have different views and different interests.
All right then, got your thoughts there. We're going to short break here. When we come back, we'll discuss the rest of our stories. Stay with us.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on Atn.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
nobody's ambition is what they blood.
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they blood.
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Welcome back. Many thanks for staying with us. To the rest of our stories. The Kogi State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja on Monday affirmed the election of Governor Usman Ododo of the All Progressives Congress in the November 11, 2023 governorship poll. However, the three-member panel of justices headed by Justice Ado Benin Kudu held that the petition filed against Ododo's election was bereft of substance and accordingly dismissed. It held that the petitioners, the Social Democratic Party and its candidate Murtala Ajaka, failed to prove the allegations of overvoting and non-compliance with the Electoral Act 2022 in the petition. It also agreed with the submissions of the respondents that the allegations of forgery raised in the petition were a pre-election matter, which ought to have been raised 14 days after the documents were submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission. The news agency of Nigeria reports that Kogi had on November 11, 2023, held its off-cycle election in which Ododo of the APC emerged winner, beating his closest rival, Ajaka of the SDP, with a wide margin. The panel, in a unanimous decision, held that all the witness evidence filed before it were incompetent and full of inconsistencies. The court has affirmed Ododo's victory after the more ado. Mr. Colvin, what's your reaction to this?
Well, an election was held. Someone emerged. And of course, he went to court to challenge that as the SDP candidate, right? Now, you will agree with me that the PDP was also in that election. Dino Melai. I stand to be corrected. I don't think he actually went to court. He did not.
Okay.
He let it go. You know why? He knows.
That what?
Of course, at the end of the day, he's never going to get that judgment there.
So what do you think made Ajaka and the SDP to go to
he
court?
went to contest because he feels he had more of the supporters than the sitting governor. Don't forget that the governor that actually left before Dodo came in, that's, what's it called him? The one EFCC is looking for Banda. You know, what's that his name?
Can't remember either. Let's just.
I think we'll just go on.
Probably.
You know, he's of the APC. He anointed Ododo. And it's, of course, it's APC. APC is, of course, there in the federal. And he went to court. And court dismissed his election for lack of what?
Merit.
Merit. Be rest assured he's going to appeal the judgment. That is the next thing he's going to do. I mean, of course, it's his right to pursue that case to Supreme Court. And I must tell you, everybody is just so tired. I mean, when you come to judiciary, people are just so tired. You believe you don't even have any reason to go because before going, you believe you know what the outcome will be. Because you cite it from what has happened in the past. where you go to court, you don't get justice. Justice is denied. And what will you do? So, of course, when my Lord give a pronouncement, give a judgment, say it in an issue, that ends it. You know, except you have to move from that point to, what do you call it, appeal, from appeal to Supreme Court. And of course, lucky when you get to Supreme Court, when they look at it vis-a-vis, you get your judgment there. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So, if my own advice for him, for me personally, I don't think there's any need keep pushing. Let him just accept it, just like the way Dino did, and get prepared for 2027.
Maybe he believes that he can actually have a case and probably win. Perhaps to him, he felt he had enough evidence, you know, enough proof to present to the court.
But you heard the tribunal say. But you heard the tribunal say.
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe he felt he had enough, because I understand that you know, you can only win a case in court when, I mean,
evidence.
When you have good evidence, convincing evidence, when you can basically convince the court, you know, about your case, about what it is that you're driving home, right? And so perhaps he felt that he had enough proof. He could convince the court enough that, you know, the elections was rife with inconsistencies. I mean, having to do with forgery of, you know, certificates, as it were, right? So, do you think, Mr. Kelvin, do you think that perhaps justice was not held at the petition tribunal concerning this case?
The petition tribunal is, of course, in the state. That's the state, right? He's the sitting governor. What do you call it? Yaya Bello, that's the name. Was the former governor. Yaya Bello, yeah, who handed over to him. And of course, that is the state. Looking at it, they feel there's no evidence. Of course, he has not filed something he's supposed that is substantive enough for that. So let him try in the appeal court, right? After appeal, trust me, if he's lucky, appeal might want to look at it. Because you see, some of these court, when they come, they look at it, they just have something to say and without wasting their time. So just like a case in Rivers State here, where the elders went for to ask the court to declare the 27 lawmakers, you know, their seat vacant and all that. Of course, the elders and civil society organization went to court. The matter got to court. The court squashed the matter out of for lack of merit and what have you. Just like that. Before they went back to appeal. Appeal now looked into the matter. Now gave accelerating hearings and all that. Of course, I think that judgment should be, I stand to be corrected, whether tomorrow or with any time soon. There's going to be a judgment on that matter. So, of course, if they too didn't decide to also go to appeal, probably nobody would have, you know, given a listening ear to it. Now, it would have been just you went and they squash it off and it's over. So there's still hope, because I know we'll still have some good judges, good justices.
So the affirmation of from the tribunal is not the end.
Of course, it's not the end.
There's still hope, perhaps.
To the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Yes.
Got your thoughts there. Now on to our last story. The 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, has addressed the possibility of a merger between the LP and the People's Democratic Party, reacting to the prospect of being supported as a Southeast candidate in the 2027 presidential election by Atiku Abubakar, the People's 2023 flag bearer. Responding to a question on a live television program, Obi expressed gratitude for Abubakar's statement about potentially supporting him as a result of the Southeast candidate. However, Obi emphasized that his primary concern is not personal ambition or political maneuvering, but rather the well-being of Nigeria and its people. He expressed openness to the idea of a merger between the LP and PDP if only the goal is to better govern Nigeria and unlock its vast potential, and clarified that he has no interest in mergers or alliances solely to secure power or win elections. It said if the merger is to be able to govern Nigeria properly, unlock all those things that will make Nigeria a better place, I'm for it. If it's just a merger for election or state capture, I'm not for it or a part of it. What can you say about
a wise man
Wise.
speaking there?
What makes him wise?
Yes, of course. If it is just for election purpose, I'm not interested.
I mean,
But if
politicians often have good speeches, you know, so what makes Peter Obi different?
Peter Obi is a gentleman who I describe as a God sent. Nobody is a saint. We all have our shortcomings. But trust me, what happened in the past election, the just concluded election, I have never seen it that way throughout my political career.
What exactly?
Yes. I mean, you need to see what happened on that very day. I'm talking about Rivers State here, where I am. Everybody voted for Peter Obi.
Everybody, that's an exaggeration.
When I say so, because I was in the polling unit, I saw it myself.
That's your polling unit.
Of course, we have correspondents from other places. Okay, fine. Let's say a lot of people voted for him. But if Atiku Abubakar has said truly, he really needs to, merge with the Labour Party, of course, which is the PDP and Labour Party. Trust me, the synergy is going to be bomb.
Why? Why so?
Yes, because that is if it is Obi that will contest for the election.
Okay.
Of course, if it is Atiku, so many want to pull out because you know why? He has contested once, twice, thrice. You understand?
You know,